I am going to share something unusual today. Three hacks so weird you'll almost laugh at them. They look too simple and familiar to you, but together they solve 90% of the problems we face every day, like procrastination, bad habits, and not being able to focus. So let's dive into the three weird hacks. And if you stay till the end, I'll give you one more hack that is just too good to leave out. Most of us think productivity starts in the morning, but the truth is, mornings are just a reflection of what happened the night before. And that's where reverse alarm comes in. It's simple. Instead of setting up an alarm to wake up, you do the opposite. You set an alarm to sleep. And this hack tackles two things: procrastination and decision fatigue, two of the biggest struggles we face every day. Here is why it works: sleep debt increases invisibly. Without you even realizing, the sleep deprivation builds up over time. You stay up scrolling or just waiting or writing that last email, and by the time you realize it's already midnight, then you tell yourself that in the morning I'll take care of everything, I'll manage it. But mornings, they punish you. And reverse alarm flips that script. Since you set an alarm to sleep on time, you wake up on time and you have energy. Simple as that. Thereby, the reverse alarm sets a boundary. When it rings, it doesn't tell you to wake up. It says it's time to stop scrolling, stop working, and it's time to start winding down. And the first time I tried this, it felt ridiculous. But after doing this for a week, I realized something. I was no longer fighting my mornings just to get out of bed because I set the alarm to sleep on time so I have energy to wake up on time. And you don't even have to set an alarm for this. If you already have an iPhone, you just have to go to your focus settings and you have to set a sleep schedule. So when you're scrolling and when you're using your phone, it will automatically go into that sleep focus mode when the time comes. Simple as that. But the thing is, it wasn't discipline. It was momentum that was carried from the night before because productivity, it starts in the moment you start protecting it. And speaking of finding the right opportunities, if you are a student looking for scholarships or universities abroad, you need help crafting a standout CV, or you want expert feedback on your motivation letter, I offer personalized consulting services to get you ahead. All for a small fee, you can get expert help. All you have to do is visit my website in the description. There, click on book now and you fill the Google Forms. All the information is embedded in there and I will take care of the rest because I have done this before. Now it's my turn to help you out. Now, this second hack is deceptively simple. It's called the 20-second rule. And here is how it works. If you want to start a habit, make it 20 seconds easier. And if you want to stop a bad habit, make it 20 seconds harder. Let me explain. I know it doesn't make sense to you right now. Bear with me. And before I explain, this second hack solves two problems. You see, our brains are wired for laziness. Really, it doesn't take a huge obstacle to stop us. You see, even a few seconds of friction is enough to make the difference between doing something and skipping it altogether. So let me give you an example to think about. If your guitar is on your sofa, it's probably given that you'll pick it up and play. But if it's in the closet, you won't pick it up. Another example. If the TV remote is just on the couch, you might just take it and turn on the TV and watch. But if that remote is somewhere in a drawer, you might not watch the TV. Again, if the fruit is on your countertop, you might actually eat it. But if it's stuck in somewhere in the corner of the fridge, you might forget about it. And by the way, this 20-second rule sounds ridiculous, but it works, is because environment beats willpower every single time. We like to believe that success comes from like what? Motivation, dedication, action, and persistence and hard work or grit, right? But most of the time, without even us realizing, it comes from design. And what kind of design? If you make the good thing or the right thing easy, you don't force it, you just do it. And if you make the wrong thing inconvenient, you don't even have the urge to resist it, right? Simple as that. And I tried this once with reading. You see, just beside my bed, I place my notes. the printout PDF. Since it was just beside me, I just opened it and read. No app, no reminder, just a change in the small friction. And before I even realized, I was reading it just because it was just beside me. And thereby realizing that I've read more in this past week than I've done in this 3 months. So the lesson here for the second hack is do not fight your brain. You cannot, but you can trick it. And it only takes 20 seconds. The last hack is my favorite because it's so visual and physical at the same time. Wait, actually, this is not the last hack. I have one more bonus that's coming. I got it. It's this sticky notes. And this third hack fixes forgetfulness, distractions, and our lack of ability to focus, which is also another big chunk of our struggles as a student, as a professional. Unlike traditional to-do lists that never ends, you cross out one thing and two more appears or three more appears. You feel busy using traditional to-do lists, but it never gets done or finished. It just keeps on coming. But the sticky note thing fixes that and it flips the script. Let me explain how it's different because I'm quite sure you have been using sticky notes for such a long time. And this is weird, right? Why is this guy telling me about sticky notes? The difference is one page of this sticky note should only be for one task. That's it. One sticky note, one task. You may ask, why? Why do you want to waste so much space? Let me tell you why. When you finish a task, you don't swipe away on your screen or you don't tick it off from a long list of to-do lists. Instead, you just take it out, crumble it, and throw it. You know what this gives you? Closure. I know this sounds silly, but your brain lights up when you finish something you wanted to. Because closure, and when you finish something, it should not be something digital, it should be physical. That's when you get the most out of it. And the best part of it is the limit. You can only fit so many notes on your desk. I mean, if you have 15, you know you're overloaded. But if you get only 3 or if you only have 3, you know it matters. Although reducing the number of the traditional to-do list works, when I switched to sticky notes, something strange happened. I stopped pretending that I could finish or do everything. Instead, I started to focus on what I could finish. And that made all the difference. You see, this sticky note thing isn't about being extra productive or better than other methods. It's about being honest about what you can finish and what you can throw away. So now, the bonus hack. We usually plan our days in a chronological order, right? First this, then that, then followed by this. And it works, right? It feels natural. But what if you started planning backwards the other way? Backward planning sounds exactly what it means, planning from the end. Ask yourself, what time do I have to stop today? Or what has to be done before then? This one question, believe it or not, changes everything. It forces you to prioritize what matters most because your endpoint is fixed. You don't go beyond that. You cannot just endlessly stretch your day, right? It just doesn't work. Time is fixed. For me, this hack was like a revelation. I realized that most of my stress came from not knowing when enough was enough. I would write long lists, try to get everything done, cover as much as I can, and at the end of the day, I never felt quite done. But when I started planning backwards, everything, all of that noise went away because I knew where my endpoint was and that gave me a permission to stop. It's weird at first because you feel like you're restricting yourself from doing much bigger and better things. But really, you're just protecting yourself from the endless loop of one more thing, one more thing. Backward planning is not about doing more or cramming everything. It's about doing less. It's about ending with peace. So these are the three weird or four weird hacks. The reverse alarm, the 20-second rule, the sticky notes, and the backward planning. And none of them are flashy and none of them are something you can brag about openly because they're so tiny, yet it works. It's weird. It's so small that it slips into your day invisibly, and then without you even realizing, when you start doing them, it changes you, it shifts. So tonight, try one thing. Do the reverse alarm for you to sleep on time and just see how it changes your morning. use the 20-second rule to, reshape your habits, or just use a single sticky note on your desk. Again, they may feel so weird at first because it's so familiar to you already. You've seen this, you've done this, but sometimes it's often the most unusual things that changes us. Well, here's another secret. If you want to understand what someone really wants to say, but they don't put it in words, just through their actions, feel free to check this video out. Check it out.